Have you found yourself in an endless loop of inconsistency or unproductivity lately? Maybe you're trying to jump back into an old routine or create a new one, but just the thought of it leaves you feeling overwhelmed, drained, and frustrated, which then you find yourself retreating back into your lazy girl era because no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to take control of your days. And now you're even more discouraged to even give it another go. I know this too well because, girl, I've been there too. In this video, I'm going to teach you step by step on how to exit your lazy girl era, get out of that rut, and enter your productive girl era. And no matter how busy your days are, here you will learn how to stay consistent, find inspiration, and stick to a routine that truly supports your everyday life. Because let's be real, life comes with surprises, and you will find yourself back in this unhealthy loop if you don't understand why this happens in the first place. What I'm teaching you here is not something that I learned from a book or a podcast. The lessons I'm going to teach you here are from truly living in a state of exhaustion and wanting to find a way out. It came from actually working a 9 to 5 and trying to figure out how to manage the reality that the majority of us face every day. Back in 2018, I was in this very unhealthy cycle of waking up, grabbing my phone, scrolling on Instagram, and dragging myself out of bed. I had no inspiration. I was truly unhappy in my life. It's like I knew who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do with my life, but my actions were not mirroring or supporting that vision I saw for myself. It was giving major lazy girl. I was working a part-time job at this all-women's gym where, let's just say, some of the members weren't the nicest. And aside from working the front desk on my feet all day, I had to clean and fold the towels, restock the bathrooms and the showers. So by the time I got home, it left me feeling discouraged, burnt out, and unmotivated. At the end of the day, I noticed I didn't give myself any love or time to work on me with my dreams and my goals in my life. I just moved out of my dad's apartment. I had this newfound independence and I felt so good until I didn't. Being an adult wasn't what I envisioned at all. I got to the point of depression. Then one day, after some time of marinating myself in this rut, I was over feeling how I felt. I was tired of feeling how I felt. A lot of my life was feeling like it was just so out of my control. So I ended up getting clear on what I wanted. I created a manifestation board, which I'm sure we are all aware of what it is. Well, mine wasn't much of a board. It was more of a list. Hold on, I gotta show you. This was my manifestation or vision board. They kind of mean the same thing, right? And I made every single one of these come true with the exception of one, but I'm working towards that one right now. And I also think it's going to be really cool to kind of look back on this video just to kind of remind myself on how it started and the fact that I was able to reach that goal. I want to tell you what the goals were so that you can have an idea of how all of these things that I'm about to teach you in this video have helped me accomplish. Number 1 was sign with an agency. Number 2 was book a lead role on a new TV show. I wanted to be a series regular and I wanted to go on red carpets. I wanted to make my first, we're going to keep that quiet, and I was going to make that money by filming the TV show, and I wanted it to be 13 episodes or more, and I wanted to do more than one season. 4th was move into our very first apartment, which didn't happen, but we ended up still moving out of my dad's apartment. Me and my fiance, then boyfriend, we have been together for a little over 9 years now, about to make 10 years. And the crazy thing is that I made this vision board or list in 2018. We are now in 2024 and we are homeowners. So that's kind of crazy to think. 5 was get interviewed on a talk show, which I was able to do. I also wanted to be on Ellen, but I wasn't on Ellen, but I was kind of on Ellen with this picture right here. Technically, I was on Ellen, right? We're just going to say I was on Ellen. Okay. I also wanted to book a lead role in a movie, which I was able to do. And the last one was get 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which that's what I'm saying. I'm working towards that goal right now. Okay, let's put that away and let's get back into this video. This board is to help you visualize what you want in your life. And just for visualization, since we're on the topic, you've seen some that probably look like this. This is what a vision/manifestation board is. And for those of you who know, you might be sitting there right now while you watch this video, looking at your very own manifestation/vision board that you created at the beginning of the year, wondering, well, why hasn't mine come true, or why haven't I gotten a chance to check off anything off of my board yet? Because it's bigger than just manifesting it. The number one reason why people can't bring their vision board to life is because from the moment they wake up, they already set themselves up for an unproductive day. They've already set themselves up for failure. Mornings are so important. Think of your morning as a form of checking in with yourself. This is a time where you should be mindful and truly indulge in me time. Before you go and reach for your phone to check anything on social media or even text messages, give yourself time to meet with the person that you want to see throughout your day and when you look in that mirror. When you make time for yourself in the mornings instead of rushing out of bed, rushing in the shower, rushing to do your hair and makeup, and starting your day in a frenzy, when you wake up early, you will have dedicated time for yourself. You're able to ground yourself, get in tune with yourself, your body, your mind, and your emotions. It's a way to meet with yourself and give yourself love and compassion before you go out into the world and do it for others. Maybe it's doing an extra couple steps in your skincare routine. Maybe that's making coffee at home instead of getting it from outside. Maybe you've been trying to avoid eating that bacon, egg, and cheese you get every morning from the bodega, even though, sometimes it does slap. This can be a moment for you to treat yourself. Wake up early enough to dedicate that time to yourself. Wake up early for no one else but for you. Before you are in front of a computer screen or texting or answering phone calls all day, the morning is solely for you. See, I enjoy drinking coffee and sitting on the kitchen island, looking out the window, and just sitting with all of my thoughts. I allow myself to think of all the possibilities of my life. I reflect in those moments. I create a space inside of me that no matter what happens throughout the day, I can come back and check in with her and feel good. When I come back and check in with her, she's the one who's going to carry me throughout the entire day. And look, every morning can be different. Routine doesn't mean it has to be strict either. Maybe one day your morning is waking up and listening to music, or taking your dog on a longer walk before you go to work. I have 3 dogs, so I know how much that would mean to them. Maybe one day it's just waking up and getting 30 minutes of movement, whether that's yoga, walking on the treadmill, or even just writing in your journal. Maybe you want to do that one hairstyle that you've saved on your Pinterest board, or maybe that makeup look. You want to go into work looking real good. Whatever you decide to do with that time, do it, because that is solely your time. And if you're doing it, you're doing it for you. And honestly, once you take time for yourself, you'll notice how much more ready you're going to be for the day and to tackle the task at hand. That's productivity, aka exiting that lazy girl era. This leads me into number 2, which is planning ahead. Look, as a fellow Virgo, also where my Virgos at? Comment below because I need to know. I'm a huge lover of to-do lists, but there's do's and don'ts when it comes down to it. I remember doing my list, and if I put everything down that I wanted to get done, best believe I wouldn't get nothing done, which is procrastination and unproductivity at its finest. But when you categorize the task from most important to least important, because let's be real, they're pretty important, and schedule it throughout your week instead of just your day, you create a better flow. And when things show up in our day, because sometimes life be lifing and they will, we can look back at our schedules and see what we can move around to accommodate X, Y, and Z that show up. And no longer will we freeze or get overwhelmed or frustrated when things like that happen. This promotes productivity and avoids me from falling back into that lazy girl era state of mind. There's only so much time in the day. And if we fill in all of those slots with a bunch of tasks, especially tasks that have nothing to do with working towards our dreams or our goals in life, we can get irritated, and then we end up not doing anything with our best foot forward. So it's important for you to be mindful, especially on longer days where, let's just face it, there's going to be days where we have a bunch of tasks that we just can't push to the side, or tasks that require more of our time, more of our energy, and more of our focus. This is when the morning routine comes in. we are able to check back in with ourselves to find that inspiration again, to remind ourselves why we're working so hard and doing all of these things in the first place. This is a moment for you to recenter yourself so that you're ready for the next task ahead. And now we're able to meet everything that we do with the same enthusiasm, especially when it comes to our dreams. But not only will you be able to dedicate more time to yourself and your passions, but you'll also learn how to adjust when adversity hits. And you'll find yourself having the right energy all day, which keeps that lazy girl far away. Now, let's talk about the next thing. Social media. Do we love her? Do we hate her? I mean, it's a hate and love relationship. Am I right? Or am I right? From Instagram to TikTok to Pinterest to Twitter or now X to even group chats, Etsy, and now Threads. It literally can be so easy to slip into an endless scroll of watching everyone and everything that goes on. Trust me, I know. It's one post after the next, and the next. And it goes by literally so fast and so slow that by the time you realize that you've been scrolling, you've already been doing it for the last few hours and nothing productive was done in that time. So imagine this. Instead of you giving 2 hours towards social media, you split that and give 1 hour to scrolling, right? Because it's all about balance. And 1 hour to yourself to learn something new. Or dedicate that hour to something that'll get you closer to checking off more things from your vision/manifestation board. If you start to practice that, you'll see that within a week, you'll be more inspired because you will literally be immersing yourself in leveling up. You'll stimulate your mind to do more than just manifest. You'll take action on things that you can do towards your goals in your life. And the more you do it, the more you will only continue to grow. And now you might not be just checking off 1, but maybe 2 or 3 things off of your vision board. When I decided to delete social media, and I don't mean my account, I just deleted the app from my phone, I started to realize how much I went to grab my phone to check what was happening. And I started to make these interesting connections of feelings. I felt like I was missing out on things that I had literally no business on missing out on. I started to notice that there was some kind of addiction there. And so I'm glad I was able to break away from that. And look, I'm going to be honest, it was not easy at first, but little by little and day by day, it became easier. Instead of scrolling, I started turning pages, and the same boost that I got from checking my social media, I got from learning. And so not only would you learn something, but you'll notice that you'll be so excited to implement these things into your life. And that is what all successful people do. This creates productivity because once you put that book down or you watch that one YouTube video or you download that course or guide, you start to get inspired. And with inspiration comes motivation. And with motivation comes doing the action. When I started practicing this, I started to see how much more faster I was memorizing lines, how much quicker auditions were going for me, because I wasn't questioning myself or second guessing if what I was doing was right, because I was more in tune with myself. I was less intimidated by callbacks. By doing this, it helped me book the 40-year version, then Blue Bloods, and then Saved by the Bell in the same year. And look, it took me a while to actually learn how to make a to-do list. So if you don't know how to create a to-do list that's either functional or organized, I got you, girl. I created a free checklist that comes with prompts and that also has an overview of everything that we discussed in this video for you to look back on and have easy access to. The link will be in the description below. Another great thing that happens is the amount of comparison. Most of the time, we are unaware that we are comparing ourselves to someone else. And this triggers emotions of doubt, fearfulness, and lack of motivation. Y'all know the saying, the grass is greener on the other side. Girl, the grass is greener where you water it. And that's a fact. And I'm going to be honest, I was also a victim of comparing myself. I was comparing myself, and it started from the moment that I woke up and grabbed that phone and went on social media. I immediately set myself up for mental failure. Once you put yourself in a state of minimizing what you consume that doesn't serve you, you will see yourself literally flourish. When we dedicate that time to ourselves and allow ourselves time away from social media, you get more in tune with yourself. And y'all, I only did what I'm literally teaching you right now in this video for a year before booking Saved by the Bell. Imagine what 2 years, 3 years, 5 years would look like. Let's talk movement. When I tell you moving your body is a dopamine release better than candy, I mean it. There was a point where even though I was practicing all of these things and applying them, I still felt this disconnect from my physical self, how I felt when I looked in the mirror. I was so self-conscious about my legs. I had very low self-esteem. I mean, I stopped wearing dresses and shorts in the summer. You would literally catch me in jeans and leggings, like pants. And if you did catch me, it was an extremely rare occasion. I was so uncomfortable in my own skin that I just didn't want people to look at my legs. But there were two choices I had. The same two choices that you have. One was do nothing, stay the same, and feel the same way every single day. Or two, take action one day at a time and work to change how we feel and see ourselves. Because honestly, I said to myself, time is gonna pass by regardless, so might as well get into fitness and take it seriously and see what happens. Since I was already working at a women's gym, no matter how tired I was, I worked out. Some days it was maybe 20 minutes a day. Some days it could be a little bit more, like 30, 40 minutes. At the end of the day, I made it my mission to do something because I wanted to create a habit out of it. And my driving force was that I wanted to see the person I envisioned myself being. I wanted to feel comfortable in my skin, especially in my legs. And after being consistent, I started to see some physical results. I saw certain clothing fit me better. I noticed during auditions when they would ask to do a full body slate, I was confident in doing them. I wasn't trying to check the camera angle anymore. When I had to go into auditions like in person or just put myself on tape, I saw the person that I envisioned. It felt good to feel that. And so I went into these rooms even more confident than I did before. And look, I didn't start lifting 50-pound dumbbells. I started off small. And movement doesn't have to be in the gym. You can go for a walk or go on a bike ride, do yoga, Pilates, even dance. Just getting some kind of movement with your mind and body is helpful for our mental health and our soul. You're gonna start catching yourself saying things like, what's next? Cause I'm ready. Because movement helps the mind be happy. Like, it's crazy, but it's true. And you know what that sounds like to me? Anyone? Anybody? Productivity, inspiration, and motivation. Everything we want to move into. So goodbye, lazy girl era, and hello, productivity girl era. Okay, so where's number 5? Because you obviously saw that number 4 was movement. I got you. Number 5, I kind of already told you, but I set it up in a way, this way you understood exactly how all of these things come together and how they create just this beautiful full circle of productivity. Number 5 is your manifestation board, your vision board. Why did I make this number 5? Because when you start applying all of these things, and they don't have to be in chronological order, when you start accounting for all of these things that I mentioned in this video, you're going to be able to see how much closer you will be getting to checking things off or bringing your manifestation / vision board to life. Look, when I made this vision board, I printed about 2 of these. And here's why. The first one went on my bathroom door. And why did I put it on my bathroom door? Because every morning when I woke up, the first place I would go to is the bathroom. I would brush my teeth, shower, wash my face, whatever it is that I had to do in there. That's the first place I went as soon as I woke up. So what was the first thing that I was gonna see regardless of how my morning started? This baby right here. Before I can allow anything to get in my way to either ruin my day or distract me or whatever it is, this list right here was the first thing that entered my mind. Another place I put it was at my front door because whenever I left the house, that's what I saw. Whenever I entered the house from a long day, that's the last thing that was on my mind. When you start implementing things that become a part of your subconscious mind, the next time you're gonna make a conscious decision or choice, you're gonna go off of your subconscious mind, meaning you're gonna make choices or take certain actions that are not only just gonna support your vision, but are also gonna help you get closer to achieving the goals that you want in your life. And the next time you get a negative thought, or the next time you feel like you're too lazy to go do something, or you just kind of find yourself about to crawl back into that lazy girl era that we're trying to avoid, your subconscious mind is going to tell your conscious mind, hell to the no. This is what we gotta do, whether we want to or not, because it's only gonna support and benefit us in the long run. And that's literally how it all works. All of these things truly feed off of each other. Like I said, you don't have to do it in chronological order, but please, 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 if there's one thing you're gonna do or you're gonna take from this video, is how important your mornings are. So when something seems too hard to do, or when you start getting kind of lazy or unmotivated, or you feel uninspired, your subconscious mind, your vision board, when you walk into the bathroom, when you leave your house, or put it in a room that you know you're gonna access almost every day, when you start putting all those things together, your productiveness is only gonna keep growing and growing, because it's all gonna just feed off of each other. You're creating this energy that's going to inspire you and push you to keep going towards that goal. And you'll literally notice that the old you was saying things like, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that, I can't do this, I don't want to do this, I'm too tired, etc. But the you now, she's saying, oh, I got extra time. I'm gonna do an extra 10-20 minutes of my work, whatever that is, whatever it's movement, working on your dreams, your goals, anything. It's about self-visionary. And that's how we truly get out of our lazy girl era and enter our productive girl era. It's inside of us. We have the control. We are the ones that are capable of transforming into the best versions of ourselves. We are self-visionaries. And with that, all I have to say is, if you've enjoyed this video, you're gonna love this one right here. Bye.